welcome back to Tight Sports. Welcome back to Tight Sports. I figure we have a little fun today. A little fun. We got a lot of games coming up this weekend. And I just wanted to, for entertainment purposes only, let's just pick a couple of games to see how they're all going to work out. We know people are going to win. They're going to lose. Of course, we know the Tide is going to win. But what about those other guys out there who really think they have a chance to win a championship? Let's check in on them briefly. Let's see, going to this right here. Arkansas, Pine Bluff tonight. They get it on. Arkansas. Arkansas is a 48.5 point favorite. Arkansas, Pine Bluff. 49 points. They got the Weasel back on board over there at Petrino, so I think I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and cover, let them cover. I'm gonna say Arkansas is gonna cover this because I don't think Arkansas. Wait a minute, they still got the same defense though. This is gonna be tricky. On a Thursday night, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Arkansas because what else I got to lose? Now, this is another game. North Carolina and PJ Fleck rowing the boat. Rowing the boat. People call him a fraud. JB and Smitty said it. I didn't. I actually like the whole mantra of rowing the boat. Do your part. Do your part. Do your job. North Carolina and Mac Brown, though, they are, oh my goodness, they're favored by, they're favored on the road. They're favored by 2 points. Is that enough? Do they have enough? Let's see. Drake May been out of there for 2 years, so they should be on another quarterback that's worth something. I think I'm going to go with North Carolina with this one. It's a real close game. It's kind of a pick-em. Anything inside of 4 is a pick-em. You know, the whole, as we hear in all the political ads, is within the margin of error. So that's a pick-em, but Minnesota, I can see why people doubt PJ Fleck, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Minnesota on that one. North Dakota State and Colorado. Colorado's favored by 10. I don't know if the lines have moved. I'll try to pull it up. Pretty much, it should be getting bigger. But I'm going to tell you, they should be favored by more than 10. But we know what happened last year. And I don't know how many games North Dakota State won last year. They didn't lose a lot. They haven't lost a lot. They did lose their coach, but that ain't never stopped them from kicking somebody's butt. That's what I do know. Let's see where they are now. Oh, that's the NFL. Nobody needs to see the NFL. We already know the Steelers going to win a Super Bowl this year. It's easy. That's why I stopped doing professional. Anyway, where is that line now with them? So sometimes they move. I made this 2 days ago, and let's see. North Carolina is now a 1.5 point favorite, which is the same as 2. The line has shrunk. It's gone from 10 to 9.5. Colorado still favored at home. I have North Dakota covering this until I see different. They should pound them out. If Coach Prime and Warren Sapp and the others, if they're ready to go, it's just the North Dakota State is not the one to be testing out anything on. And if you testing, that's going to be difficult. Oklahoma got Temple favored by 43. Yeah, Temple. Why? Every year Temple is like, it's like people walk into the college football season and they just wipe their feet. Just wipe their feet on Temple Owls on their way into the rest of the season. So that's Friday night. So that'll give me something to do for the first half. Let's see. Oh, Missouri played tonight also. 48 points over Murray State. The only thing I know about Murray State, I had an uncle that passed maybe 10 years ago that was at Murray State. He was a big fan. And John Morant. I've never heard of anything pertaining to, let me make sure it's not a basketball game. No, they're playing at Field Memorial Stadium. So that doesn't sound like a basketball game. Yeah, so I'm going to take Missouri. I'm going to be watching this game too because, in the SEC, we're expecting a lot out of Missouri. They actually won 11 games last year. Some people have them winning less. I haven't looked at everybody's schedule like that, but that's a scary team for those that are not ready. South Utah Thursday night versus Utah. Utah is only favored by 38.5. I don't know what South Utah has other than maybe I don't know. Maybe this is a backyard brawl for them. But I want to check that out. But I am going to take go lay down the 39 points, and I'm taking Utah. Penn State, West Virginia, Saturday at noon. Ooh. Saturday at noon, Penn State, West Virginia. Penn State is favored by 8.5 right now. Coach Franklin, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to struggle. Even with Michigan being in limbo, because we don't know if Michigan's going to be horrible. They may fall off 1 or 2 games, which is your opportunity, Coach Franklin, to make it happen. This West Virginia is kind of an unknown to me. Are they back? Can they make this close? I'm going to trust Coach Franklin at 12. I hope his team is ready. But we'll see. The over and under is 52 points. Coach Franklin, if your quarterback don't run less than a 4.5 or better, you got to get them slow dudes out of there. Clemson, Georgia, number 14 versus number 1. This game has far-reaching implications that go well beyond this game or this team. If Clemson wins, that means Dembo Swinney is back. That means he knows what he's doing in regards to this NIL, this decision that he's made to enter into the MMA of college football, and he's going to play everybody with one hand behind his back. He didn't lose anything to the portal. I haven't checked. That's what I heard. But he doesn't get people from the portal. And I think he has a really good control on his NIL money, meaning the guys ain't whining and crying about what they're making over there in North Carolina and South Carolina. If he wins this game, now they are 13.5-point dogs in this game. I don't believe they're going to win this game. I don't even think I'm not even going to take them to cover. I think Georgia's going to issue them a good old-fashioned country boy butt whooping. No, I mean a real butt whooping. I know they don't have Brock Bowers and the McCoskey, is that his name? The receiver at Georgia, but there are others. They've been very undisciplined. They got a lot of people talking about them. They got a lot to get off their chest. And this will be a good chance against Clemson. Kind of the way old Coach Saban used to do it. Paying homage to the GOAT. Who's next? Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'll watch the replays on YouTube or something. But I'm just shocked that they're only favored by 38. They should simply that should be easy. Oklahoma State. Maine is playing South Dakota State. Okay, let's talk about South Dakota State. The things that you think about North Dakota State, South Dakota State is. They are. Yeah, is that right? South Dakota State is, and they are what you think they are. They are, I think, the reigning FCS champion. If they're not, I know they won it 2 years ago because I watched the game. They beat North Dakota State. I don't know if that was last year or the year before, but they're at the top. Like North Dakota State, I think won 9 of the last 14 FCS championships. South Dakota has about at least 3 in the last 15 or something like that. They've come on like gangbusters. And Oklahoma State is favored by 9 at home. I will say this. I think one of these Dakota States, one of these FCS schools about to beat one of them teams. Because Oklahoma State, I know what they like to do, but if they still playing that soft defense, we can give up 45 because we're gonna score 60. If you go with that kind of mentality, don't have your boys ready to play, it's crazy. I was just listening to an interview, which I'm gonna cut up, made me feel good to hear him talk about it. It was wrong how it came up, but Manti Te'o was talking about the national championship game 2013. And he said that his future teammate, Chance Womack, and I can't think of the other guy, Chance Womack and another lineman, it was him and it was his buddy in front of him, and they had Eddie Lacy. So he had 600 pounds coming through and 240 pounds coming through at this 300-pound defensive lineman, and himself 250 pounds. And then it dawned on him in the middle of the game, Alabama ain't doing no running Oklahoma drills. The whole game. That's all they was doing. Oklahoma drill. Oklahoma. That's it. And it's like, who want to do the Oklahoma drill for 3 hours? Think about that, man. I don't care who you are. What's your name? Is Ray Lewis or one of the legendary line? If you ain't in the Hall of Fame, or at least in your circle, your team circle, at a Big Four Power Four program, or at an NFL team, you do not want to be a linebacker running a Oklahoma drill all day. But here's the thing. As I heard one of the coaches say about these Dakotas, they do drills that everybody else can't do because ain't nobody paying attention because it's FCS. I'm not saying that they're breaking the rules. They're just doing things that would be considered unwise dealing with the valuable merchandise you have in players. But they don't care about people getting hurt. It's not like they don't care. They just have replacements. You are expected to perform. They practice uphill. It's always hard. It's always demanding. People get hurt. They get bumped and bruised. And if you can't do it, they got another person to step in for you. And when they get on the field with somebody that's thinking, they're going to be all fancy, smancy, finessing their way around, they find out like Florida State did. It is your choice as a team or a coach to prepare your team to play 1950 football, 1970s football in 2024. But if you want to play 2042 football where they got flags and, who knows, you probably got a slew of female quarterbacks and all this stuff, and Peter is standing on the sideline and United Nations, what's another group? UNICEF. Everybody's standing on the sideline, and they got a sensor that say, don't show that man tackling. You can't do nothing but trip him, but you gotta use your hand. Pull the flag. When you block, no blocking below the shoulders or above the neck. Just push them on the shoulders. None of that hitting them in the stomach. You want to play 2042 football, and everybody's looking like they got what do you call those things? They got air cushions on their helmets. Probably everybody's covered in that. It won't be just the helmet in 2042. It's going to be the entire body. Everybody's going to walk around. They got those samurai suits on, right? So your 4.2 won't even matter. You'll be lucky if you can run an 8.5. If you want to play 2042 football in 2024 versus a team that's playing 1975 football, you got a really good chance of losing. And I'm telling you, Oklahoma State, Colorado don't have their stuff together. And I'm not poo-pooing on Coach Prime. I'm going to just say this right here. Love something Coach Prime did the other day. You may have heard it on my other show. What show was it? I do so many shows and collabs, and I've been on the road virtually doing other shows. But anyway, Coach Prime set up 529 accounts, and I have them for my kids. 529 accounts for the children of his players, maybe even the staff. He's just a generous guy. This company, I think it's their NIL trust, which I think is called a 5430 group or something like that. They gave him $21.21, $2,100, Prime. They put into account. Then Coach Prime said, I don't know how the NCAA is going to feel about this, But if I can do it, he gonna double it. So it's 42-42 going into the accounts of the children's players. And it was like 15 players up there, 15, 20 that have children. And that's great. And they told them how if you add $50 to $200 a month for the next 18 years or so, how much money these kids will have to go out and get a job somewhere, which is outstanding. So shout out to Coach Prime on that. But when we come back to this football field, if his team is not ready to match the physicality of North Dakota State, and if Gundy, as he said, told people, stop sending your agents to him asking for more money, which means, I ain't trying to be funny. If I'm 20 years old, I'm a 4-star. I'm a feminine. I'm highly touted feminine. Let's say I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then I know the guy I met at the 3 all-star camps playing the same position I'm playing. He over at Texas. He over at Texas A&M. He's over at Oklahoma. And that dude telling me, because we buddies, we do that thing. He's telling me, you getting 100? Oh, man. My car costs 100. Yeah, man, I got that Trackhawk. I got that Ferrari, that Porsche, and I got 100. So I'm like, I'm slated to be a starter. And I got to wait all the way to the end of the season. So if I make it through this season with Oklahoma State, and then somebody called me up and say, yo, man, we got $600 cash for you, and your pick of car, we're going to cap it at $300,000. Do I go back to the coach who has already told me, hey, I don't want to talk about, because they're going to shortchange you. At least you think you're open to the conversation. So, as I said before, somebody get the general manager to tie it on the phone. I know he already know. It's going to be a fire sale at Oklahoma State. You know, everything's for sale. Everything must go. They're going to have a fire sale because Gundy sounded like they ain't got the money. So, whatever. It is what it is. Next game, Colorado State and Texas. Texas is favored. 330. That guy's going to fight him. He's going to fight him hard. But he just, I don't think he gets as fired up as he is when he plays against Prime. I think Colorado State really going to try to beat Colorado this year at all costs. I'm talking 1930 tactics, all costs, to take them down. But against Texas, they will be overpowered. I just can't believe it's not more than 31.5 points as a favorite. And, then we got the Commodores. Are the Commodores favorite? Virginia Tech. The Commodores? Come on. It's easy like a Sunday morning. Come on, man. Come on, sail on down the line and get them in. No, they are not favored. They are 13-point underdogs at home. Man, that's terrible. But I'm going to take Vanderbilt to cover. I'm going to take Vanderbilt to cover because Vanderbilt has the guy killed from New Mexico State, and he's their, the lead chief advisor to the coach who used to work for Jerry Kill. I'm going to have Vanderbilt covering because if nothing else, they just not taking them butt whippings no more. And that's all they not taking them butt whippings. Let me circle that on my sheet. I'm taking Vanderbilt to cover. They're not losing by more than 13. Virginia, who is Virginia Tech anyway? 13 is closer to 0 than 31. So it's like a 9-point game anyway. It could be a 9 to 8-point game anyway, which means Vanderbilt was covered. They also brought over the quarterback from New Mexico State, a lot of the players, and when you look at their graduate transfers. And I ain't talking about transfers like people was a freshman. I don't like it here, mama. I'm going down. No. They got a bunch of 4-year, already played or been in college for 4 years, using their ability because they graduated from college. I mean, they got a little intelligence on them. They coming over to Vanderbilt to take advantage of that ridiculously lucrative graduate program in something, and they want to play one more year of football. Trust me, don't be surprised if Vanderbilt cover but really don't be shocked if they win the game because they can really bore people to death. And Kiel is really good at it. It's really smart if you don't have the players to just go tit for tat. Why go tit for tat? That's when we got into all this. But we're going to go 4-5 wide. See, because Alabama can't cover them if I spread them out. Lies. Lies. Even with Saban's defense, even with what Womack is doing right now, running 5 DBs, Saban be running 5 wide, whatever. If you ain't got but 2.5 seconds to throw the ball, then who cares? This is more effective. Let your boys catch their breath. Use all the play clock. What do they got? 40 seconds? Use all of it. Snap the ball at 3. Don't worry about the read. You know what the plays are. Either that guy's going to be open, this guy's going to be open, or that guy's going to be open, or I hit this guy in the flats. Or we're going to run the ball right here. We're going to execute. We're going to execute the run play as it's supposed to be run. It's always going to be an overload. I'm going to pull this guard around the center and do stuff, and I'm going to cross and all that stuff. Just execute. Why run 90 plays when you ain't got about 40 plays worth of talent? I almost worked the other day in the game with Norfolk State, which they knew they were overpowered, and FAMU. Norfolk State they just ran the ball. And I'm telling you, to me, it's when Norfolk State started throwing the ball. That's when the trouble came about. It's an FCS game because FAMU is very talented. They won the HBCU National Championship last year, but they were pounding the ball successfully the whole half, and they kept it close. Everybody knew they was undermanned. Talent for talent. But they was pulling the hard. They made those Rattlers of FAMU bow their back last weekend. And I just think they really got in trouble when they started throwing the ball because the mindset of the team, it was fixed early that we're going to have to take the heart from this team to win. And then all of a sudden it changed. And then when they went back to start running, they kind of closed the gap again. It's weird. I like it. So Vanderbilt. Oh, God bless. This is his name, Leggett. And the great Spencer Rattler. He wasn't great at college. He had a lot of issues. He was a snot-nosed kid in high school on the show QB1. But I'd heard he got himself together at the last 2 years of South Carolina, and now here he's doing very well. I don't know who even drafted him, but I tell you what, from what I understand, they're saying that the guy in front of him really gets injured. Just really, really, really gets injured. They saying that Spencer Rattler could, start in the NFL. Who is it? The Saints. Who's in front of him there? Who's the starting quarterback with the Saints? Does anybody know? They say, all signs. Here, look at this. All signs point to Spencer Rattler era starting long before the Saints fans expected it. But I think he's going to win the number 2 position. Derek Carr. He's making too much money to put Derek Carr on the bench. But let me tell you about Derek Carr. Derek Carr is an accident waiting to happen. He's not worth trusting if you are a Saints fan. Even when he was with the Raiders, Derek Carr was one of those players. It's just like he's so. What he does, they win 8 games. 8 games don't even put you in the playoffs. 4 games that he needs to win, he can't. And then the other 4 games, he's hurt. It's a pattern with a couple of players I've seen. He's in that pattern. And he's getting older now. He's kind of like the guy they gave all the money to go to Atlanta. Same thing. Kirk Cousins. Same thing. And I do. Raheem Morris was correct. They went and got the number 1 draft pick because Kirk Cousins is going to keep them in their place, but they'll never, ever have a number 1 draft pick until they get caught without a quarterback, running some backup. But yeah. But I digress. South Carolina favored by 20 points over Old Dominion. Can't trust it. I'm taking Old Dominion. So they lost too much. They weren't doing well, and really, that Leggett he's a talent, and people are going to see. I may draft him tomorrow in my fantasy league. people are going to see he's, every year you have a couple of rookies that are just exceptional. And I think he's going to be one. Can't think of his first name, but big receiver, kind of remind you of T.O. with, I won't say Randy Moss, Megatron speed, but he is fast and he has really good hands. So they don't have anything like that. I mean, I have to see it, but I'm taking Old Dominion in this one. And like you said, all this is for entertainment purposes. I hope you're having fun with me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. This is just something I'm going to do to get it off my chest. If I can find a way, get in one of the back rooms, and if they take food stamps, they don't do food stamps anymore. They got that freaking cards. Maybe some green stamps or maybe some gift cards. Maybe I can do something. Furman, Ole Miss. Furman is about to catch a serious beatdown. Ole Miss is favored at home by 42 points. 7 p.m. on the Grove. Man, Furman they're not even going to be able to hear in that little headset thing. They're not even going to be able to hear. The Grove is going to be on fire. People are going to be all sauced up, and it's going to be crazy. This next game right here, here's another game that has some serious implications when it comes to conference championships, especially in the ACC. I just don't believe in Miami. Miami is favored over Florida by 2 points. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a pick 'em. Like I said, when it's under 4 points, it may as well be a pick 'em. Let's see if they change that. Week 1 college football. They may have even changed it. No, still 2.5. Florida is the underdog at home, though. It's 91 degrees in Florida right now. It's going to be hot. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium is imposing. It's built like a coliseum, like a that you would see on one of the Gladiator movies. So everybody's sitting on top of you. It's not even one of the biggest stadiums. They just got it built to acoustically. Everybody's voice is just penetrating through your body. So I'm not expecting a lot of Florida this year, but when it comes to Miami, this is one of those backyard brawls. It does not take long to get from Gainesville to go to Miami. This is a backyard brawl. This is interesting because it's almost like the Alabama-Auburn game. Neither one of these teams, last year, neither one of these teams really could keep up with Florida State. But when it comes to these two, right, this is going to decide a lot because UCF is starting to take over both of their areas. They don't want to be the third team in this area, fourth team in the state. And I'm saying fourth team, reluctantly because USF doesn't have anything right now. But I'm taking Florida at home. I mean, it may come down to a field goal in Miami. I'm not seeing it. Southern Miss Kentucky. Don't know who the quarterback is for Kentucky. I do not know who the quarterback is. Southern Miss has been struggling, and thanks to Brett Favre, I used to like them back in the day to be competitive. Now I hope they are absolutely devastated by whatever Kentucky and any other school has done to them because of the mess Brett Favre got them into. Just horrible. Come on, man. I joke about food stamps, but I don't take food stamps from people who really need them. Come on, Brett. Here's a big game. I'm taking Alabama A&M because I just think Alabama A&M. No, I'm just joking. As I said, this is for entertainment purposes only. Auburn should do them in a royal way, and because they beat my beloved alma mater, Tuskegee, like dirty dogs on national TV, I'm really hoping that Hugh Freeze can score make that 73 points, and everybody can play, and they can tap dance on Alabama A&M's soul on Saturday at around about 10:30 when the game is over. Yeah, so do that. Georgia State, Georgia Tech, 21 points. Georgia State lost their coach, I think. He went on to a better job. They're still a school in transition. They're having it hard to find a way. It's not going to be nice. I've seen them play last year. They kind of want to throw the ball around and all this stuff. Georgia Tech got their linebacker. He's the water boy. He's out there trying to make people hurt. He's out there, it's like the whole offense is saying, water sucks. It really, really sucks. And he's making them pay. And their offensive line, I hate to say it. I hope they're nice gentlemen, but it really seems like Georgia Tech's offensive line, if they was playing against their grandmamas, it wouldn't matter. It would just be worse. Hopefully, when grandma goes down, all them grandmas go down, 11 of them, hopefully they just stay down so they don't have to do it again. But I think for the first play, maybe the second, they'll hit their grandma like they didn't know them. Western Kentucky and Alabama, we already know. I think we're going to be doing a pregame show live, me and DC, over at Auburn Addicts. And Alabama definitely, I think they'll cover this game because Western Kentucky throws the ball too much. I don't know. Even if they get down substantially in the first half, they're going to keep throwing. And if they keep throwing against Alabama, it's going to give a chance for our 10, 12 outstanding DBs who will see action on Saturday. It's going to give about 3 or 4 opportunities to make an interception. And that's just going to keep us scoring. So we definitely cover the 33 if it doesn't get worse. Look, it's a 33-point favorite Alabama is, but the over-under is 60 points. If them guys score more than 9 points, we got problems. So if I take the 9 versus from the 60, that means we score 51. That's kind of how they're looking at it. Like, they're comfortable in saying that Alabama should score, Alabama should score about 40 points, maybe 50 without them losing money, but once Alabama scores more than 50 or 60, they'll start losing on the over and under. So I really expect that to be a beatdown. Here's another big game. And this is probably one of the longest who you got that I'm going to do because it's week 1. I'm watching these games to see how they if you use that old principle of this team beat that team, they don't always work out, but you do like to look and see how your opponents play other teams. So I'm definitely checking out all the SEC games and some games like this. Notre Dame, a 3-point underdog, going into Texas A&M, Kyle Field in College Station. It's a night game, so it shouldn't be as hot as it could be. But Coach Freeman versus Coach Elko. Coach Elko comes over his first year from Duke. This is a tough game. Notre Dame has a new quarterback, and it's a lot to ask him to go into the 12th man and dominate. It's a pick'em game, but I'm going to take Texas A&M for the fact that they're at home, and Notre Dame is putting it together, but are they there yet? But here's the thing about this game. Notre Dame loses this game. If they lose this game, they are really, really close because their schedule is still weak. They're really close to eliminating themselves from the playoffs. Because if they lose 2 games, 10-2 may not get Notre Dame in. Money-wise, yeah. Oh, you're going to make money with Notre Dame. We know that. You're going to make money with Notre Dame. It may get them in. But I don't know. It's like their schedule is nothing. They're playing some very weak teams when you think about who Notre Dame is and what they represent. Let me see if I can pull the schedule up real quick. And I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just thinking out loud. Here's the schedule right now. They have Northern Illinois, Texas A&M first, Northern Illinois, Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, who's not ranked, Stanford, Georgia Tech might issue them a beating. Seriously. Navy, then they got Florida State. Florida State gonna have to, if they can't beat Georgia Tech, they're not gonna beat Florida State either. Virginia, Army, USC. Why is USC even ranked other than Lincoln Riley and the hopes and thoughts that he may put another Heisman Trophy winner on the field? But if Lincoln, his defense, I hope he may have another defense coordinator, but hopefully they can install a defense for them. So their schedule is pretty weak, and they're still too scared to join the conference. So could this be the year where people let them know that you not joining a conference is going to be a problem going forward? Last 2 games, Florida State definitely should bounce back. They're favored by, I haven't seen Boston College in a while, but last time I saw them, you look at their running backs, their problem is their passing game. They can usually put people in the pros from their offensive line and the running back position, at least to have a cup of coffee, if not have good careers. I don't know how tough they play these days, but Florida State got to bow their back. They got to bow their back. They got to get tough out of the blue and make it happen. No excuses. If they lose this game, if they don't cover this game, and I'm going to take Florida State to cover, but if they don't cover this game, they're gonna be clamoring for a new coach probably. Because it will be getting embarrassing. If they win this game by like 8 points, people are gonna be like, my. What's going on here? So I'm taking Florida State. USC, LSU. This is the battle of the toothless defenses. I take that back. LSU just hired Missouri's defensive coordinator from last year. So this is going to be a good game because, first of all, it's on Sunday night, so we ain't got nothing to do but watch this game. And I'll be sitting there with my unsweetened tea. I'm going to put some Truvia in it. Use Truvia. Anyway, and watching this game with my feet kicked up, just relaxed. And I'm not going to be cheering SEC. I'm definitely not going to be cheering for what conference is USC. Where did this orphan end up at? If anybody knows, Big 12, or did they go Big 10? Who cares? Whoever wants to play the better defense will win. Jayden Daniels is gone. So are the 2, I think, a first and second round draft pick and receiver and tackle are gone from LSU. I still think Coach Kelly can put together a decent offense. So can Lincoln Riley. Offense, yeah. Like I said, this is going to come down to defense. It's also going to come down to playing the Death Valley. And I don't think a new quarterback at USC or nowhere else is really ready for that. Check me next year when Alabama goes down there with Ty Simpson or Keelan Russell. I'm going to be thinking the same thing. At least, I don't know, whenever we are. Hopefully, that's just the one place. There in Neyland Stadium, yeah. I don't want to play my first game there. Iron Bowl was bad enough, but first game down at LSU for somebody that's not in this conference, that should be enough for LSU to cover this 5 points to me. Plus, they should be better on defense. They got the talent. They had talent last year. It's just that, I don't know, it's like the defensive coordinator for LSU, like last year, he was always out there crawdadding or something. I don't know. It's just like, he definitely wasn't putting the defense together. If it wasn't for Jayden Daniels, they probably lost at least 3 more games. They just simply blew everybody away. I guess we do both have questions at quarterback. Yeah, both have questions at quarterback. So that being equal, got to go with the home team. I got to go with the people I expect to have a better defense. And that's all we have for this week on Who You Got. I am still trying to figure out whether I'm going live right after the game. I do think I will probably take about 15 to 30 minutes. I'll go live after each Alabama game, whether I do it by phone or on laptop. Just want to be here to share my thoughts, maybe take some comments, offer suggestions on how to properly celebrate every Alabama victory, or if needed, to vent. And there's always things you can improve upon. It's a continuous improvement process, a commitment to getting better every day. But for now, that's all I have with this segment of Who You Got. And always remember, no matter what you see, no matter who I'm talking about, always remember, roll, tide, roll.